Akoso enam so amaba beto dwa se ye Chinese asdihie mienu ya kire wo mo afi excavators ahodo be te se enkron so ya san ahye ni nyina nam so ama defense minister ye Dominic Nitiwo enam so afrensem twofo enhia mu de saa nsem ahodo ni update ahodo ni nyina atumi atudwa
ye to ansem no so na ye wo galamse ensem no ma na no na eyoswafo ohwe bambo so ura Dominic Nitiwo honorable edinsem atudwa chese so eyoswafo anase bamboni se yasoma se koboban anase eyoswafo na wudi utumi ebekwa kwa galamse ensem binu saban sa so mu a odo bekwa akogina asemdibia.
The issue of officials concerned with illegality, like I've said, that is exactly the point. I can assure you that those allegations which we always said that for us, if we get any security agency, if we get, if we get any security personnel, or even a minister, or anybody that we know and have evidence, the president will prosecute that person. I'm very clear in my mind about that one. Even me as defense minister, if the president has evidence that I am engaged in illegal mining, I'm colluding with illegal miners, or I am encouraging them, even by what I do, the president will not hesitate to remove me and prosecute me. Because our own lives, our entire life as a nation depends on what we are doing now. If you see River Pra, if anybody were to see River Pra today, so we for Ghana. Because a few individuals want to make money. If you see River Pra, where fish cannot more survive, where aquatic life cannot survive in that river, you will for this nation. So I'm clear in my mind that what we are doing, we need the support of everybody. And that's why I think that people who are taking fake videos and trying to incite the public against the soldiers for what they are doing should stop. It doesn't help anybody. There was a consultative meeting. We all came to an agreement that, look, as Ghanaians, we should fight this fight together. We don't want one political party to stand here and say we are against, we are for. We don't want that any longer. Let us all move as a nation and get to where we are getting. Thank you very much.
Yet was so dear na yadaswa wa galamse hu ensensem no mu na ene awie e woda ruso no yetwetwe nkomo kakra efa eye ensem ahodo a ababeto dwa e kire se eye excavators ahodo no ya hyehye no na yenua ba Adwoa akode ene eye John Koda ya oye zonal chairman matwefo oti Mokwa district small scale miners association wo mo oda ano no ye ne etwetwe nkomo e modi to dwa se eye asrafo no wo mo eba na wo mo bebedu ho a wo mo emmisa Obiyaa asembia machines ahodo mo ede ye adwuma wo ho no na wo mo ahye no na dodo no akwa na ewo eye permit ene eye certificate ahodo no asese wo mutumi edi etu eye sika kokko no na so ye misa wo mo hwe ya odi tudwa se eye asefem sempa asese aban ehwe na otumi eka ho asem ye nkotie se de nkomotwetwe no ekoso
oh ayi media kodya ya cha yana manyira ayi yemina ye kutia galamse benya ekane se ye small scale miners ayekita to mikrata say the beye juma nti ayi abaya hihye amaye families committee so mo amaye to mikrata amaye demarcation ay bibia amaye say ye will decide see nti time abaya say oba be pam ana oba be asigalanti ati no ye wo mo amwo nsusu amoye juan more forest more kita krata to me bia so be tajima because Obiyaa to me wo say wo kwa galamse ana wo kwa to gold one show ana kwaye mu ana forest reserve mo enti asrafo no ba yi pampi mu kwa area ho because ya mo di ni ho ade akiro mu say enti ma di kan ka tro mu say ye wo license concessions wo area we are have license to mine. Inti ye say in a couple atu galamse nati. Inti bibia ya hu say galamse for no won sunu ye betimi actually promote na ya. Je be you mo afro kwa na ya nti no beti. Inti mi kasa wi no na so ke wati. When your mom is there, Omako license mining area be a war a chifu potemo. I for one tafrawasu. I be quite for 2 more catch on a higher license concession. Anything at the sample only permit number be there or sample on so point no. In the Ahano license concession. I said more okay somebody say well no one technical person I'll be getting a higher license and I license. Almost your force be almost you say almost destroy property. No mukum. And see almost buyer almost destroy property. And see me and almost buy and say almost destroy the year. I mean so commander a higher license concession. And see almost to me cut some bayjuma. To me cut and copy book it am. Or see the I need to be cut and on here. And the on jintum. Many man now a blasting machines no as a sheep. Yeah, and many are oversized also say Obeng we are able to excavate thing in our share. Almost we have once and for the same thing. It's in the echoes say there and why I'm at what they mining. To say I know yes concessions owners say first I say assets a year inventory. Yamadodo now was saying no a church on afi na yahu tikadodo asani manwe poste.
Ya to ansam no so yeda ho wo galamse ene soya aban eso ayekon wo so no yeda ho ewo sa ensem no mu na yekọ osoafo hwe yensase kwaye ene nioma etwa ye ho ahia emu honorable Samuel Abu Jinapo na nsem ode atodwa ede ama forestry adwuma no ene mineral commission se ye wonwuma ko ba ko ha ene enum 105 companies amutu famagudie ewo my Ghana mu na omo free enne ekopi mebo so ne da etoso enson no omo de antwocho mu nyina din emfamre omo se na be ya aban de be hu nwumako dodo a omo wo krata se oso omutu famagudie ewo my Ghana mu na se otu so sa omo wo krata omo so omo ni krata omo di bone e de se oman enoma no be hu nsema ombeka kire omo.
People come up to apply for prospecting, recognizance and or exploration licenses. And again, those who are familiar with the mining industry, those kinds of licenses are for you to go and check whether or not the concession is mineralized, whether or not you can find minerals in the concession. If you find minerals, you then will come back to the Minerals Commission to go through the processes all the way to get a mineral operating permit and a forest entry permit before you can mine. But we observe that people come, they get the license for prospecting, and then they move straight away to mine. And when they are confronted, they pull a piece of paper which says, I have a license, which is a prospecting license, or a recognizance license. In some cases, they've just put in the application. The Minerals Commission is evaluating the application, then they proceed to mine. So we've suspended all prospecting, recognizance, and or exploration in forest reserves in our country. Whether you have license or you do not have license, or your application for a license is pending, no more prospecting in forest reserves, no more recognizance in forest reserves, no more exploration. So that is also been done. We gave 7 days ultimatum for all persons engaged in these activities to suspend their activities and evacuate their equipment. So let me repeat that. We don't say suspend the activities alone. You see, having suspended the activities, if you have equipment in forest reserves for which you were deploying for the purposes of prospecting, exploration, or recognizance, evacuate them. So the deadline is today. In addition to that, and in accordance with the highest standards of transparency, I have here in my hand a list of prospecting recognizance licenses within forest reserves, those granted and those pending. And we have 105 of them. I have instructed both the Minerals and Forestry Commission by close of working day 7th May, Friday, to publish this list. So we all have it. Ghanaians will have it. Publish it, put it out in the public domain. So everybody knows the companies who are holding prospecting or recognizance licenses and those whose applications are pending.
Yadaswa ejida galamse hu nsensem na eko a aban eswai ewo galamse so ewo man Ghana mbibia ede se aban ani abrepa na ababeto dwa se yache China for adehye mienu nam so ahye excavators be te se enkron ya defense minister Dominic Nitiwu na ene of friends semtrofo nhye mu ede to dwa na ode akire mu se kwan bia aban ebefa so atu galamse ase ewo man Ghana mu atumi aboa amayabo ya subonten ahodo no ho eban no aban ebefa so na waye ne sa.
Illegal mining is on the ascendancy again, particularly in areas that they should not happen, river bodies and water and forest reserves. After the communique that came out of the National Consultative Assembly ordered the Ghana Armed Forces to carry out a surgical operation to flush out illegal miners, including foreigners from the country, on our river bodies and forest reserves, starting with River Pra. We want to be very open to the public. So you will see helicopters in action, you will see drones in action, you will see troop carrying vehicles in action, you see fully armed men in action. With simultaneous activities on the western and eastern banks of River Pra by the infantry elements, while the Navy and engineer troops conducted riverine operations on the river. The Ghana Air Force provided air cover and took aerial photographs of the operations. And by 18 hours, which is 6 p.m., when operations were halted for the day, 2 Chinese nationals were arrested at Atieku near Chufuprasu in the central region. The Chinese, Wei Gang Ying and Wei Gang Ming, have all been handed over to the National Security for further interrogation. They will be prosecuted. 127 Shanghai machines platforms associated with mining equipment, 1 fuel pump. Furthermore, the following items have been seized and will be destroyed, except items that will be used as exhibit in courts. 8x24 plate batteries, 1 pump action gun case, a generator, Huawei phone, chainsaw machine, 8 raincoats, fuel filters, non-citizen Ghana card, ID card, 2 drilling equipment, and 2 boots. This will be destroyed except equipment that the police deem necessary for their work for prosecution. Otherwise, everything on site will be destroyed.
Yatwan semno so anaye ko NDC amanyokuo no mu na mampani dada His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edin sembi atodwa ebra Anim di phobia wo party no mu ebre bi omuhia mu no modwendwen party no ho no ehia mu no na ne kasa mu no okiremu a NDC amanyokuo no wo hwe fi PNDC braso ebesi na okasa no my Ghana impuntu ayetu no NDC amanyokuo no abomodin wo mu pa enti oka ede asisudu ase nipa bi adwen se NDC amanyokuo ni anim di 4 am betumi di oman anim aye nneoma no se nipa ne se mo ka no enye no kre na ewiase afa na nyina party bi asore na okasa NDC so betumi asore no ne no ayiya no.
The perception has always been that mass parties do not have intellectual and academic firepower. I mean, just a fraction of the members of Pro Forum in this room and the introductions that you gave, self-introductions that you gave, I mean, clearly shows that pound for pound, we have on the side of NDC sufficient intellectual academic power to take on any party in this world. And we have proved it over the years. The PNDC and NDC, the PNDC is the predecessor political organization of the NDC. And if you look at the period from the PNDC right into the NDC, you find that a lot of the critical social policy and economic reforms undertaken in this country were undertaken under these administrations. If you look at the economic recovery program that restructured our economy and the structural adjustment program that went with it, that brought Ghana back onto the path of growth from a command economy into a growth economy. It was initiated under the PNDC. If you look at all the new investment policies, opening up for private and foreign investment that were handled at that time, and people like our Dean of Ambassadors, Ambassador Kwesi Ahoy and Co, were at the forefront of that, opened up the economy to a lot of investment. If you look at our local government policy, that is the district assembly concept, it was the mass party concept that brought district assemblies into being, and it's proved to be one of the best, decentralization instruments that we have in Africa. Many people have come to learn from us about our district assembly concept. If you look at the National Electrification Program, the Rural Electrification Program, I'm just giving you a few examples of policies that have revolutionized and improved life and spread prosperity in our country. And it has come from the policy thinking and intellectual thought of a mass party like the NDC.
Asukufu a wo ebo mo homoden pa e wo wasi 2020 nsɔhwɛ a ɛyɛ afia etwa mu yi no wo mo aba no mo akɔakɔsra His Excellency the President ɛyɛ Nana Addo Akufo-Addo e wo Jubilee House na opanyi a wodi wo manim ɛkɔ hɔ ɛkɔkɔpie mu hɔ no ɛyɛ Education Minister Dr. Yaw Adutwum ya wo nyina ɛkɔkɔpie mu e wo aban kɛsie mu.
First of all, let me welcome you all very warmly to the seat of the presidency of our country, to Jubilee House. And to say that this is one of the happiest days of my life in this place since I came here. Since I came here on the 7th of January, 2017. I came here with a big promise that I had made to the people of Ghana in the elections of 2016, that if given the opportunity, I would institute this policy of opening up access to senior high school education by making it free. I took a lot of bashing. I'm sure you were young then. I don't know to what extent you followed, but I took a lot of bashing. Gimmick, totally unnecessary, waste of money. But I was convinced that it was something that we had to do, because the development of our human capital as rapidly as possible, that is the surest way for the transformation of our nation. It's not things in the ground, minerals, oil in the sea, oil in the ground, bauxite. These are not the things that transform a nation. So when your results came out, you have to know that the happiest person in Ghana were not even your parents, was me. I was ecstatic. And when I was told what your achievements have been, 465 people in your generation, the WAEC exam, who had achieved 8 A's, 411 of them were Ghanaian. Wow. I was beside myself. And then the icing on the cake, the 3 excellent students, the ones who won the Excellence Awards, of which number 2, I believe, is here with us. All 3 were also Ghanaians. It means that the investment has been worthwhile. And we're going to continue with it. We're going to make it a permanent feature of our educational system, the senior high school, the free senior high school, and make it possible for every young person who wants to study and grow to be able to do so. The Twi language, because the Jeremiahs and the naysayers have all now been, I wouldn't like to use the word ashamed, or perhaps I should say that, ashamed by your performance. Let's encourage you to reach out from the sky and go as far as you can.
Yɛto so a na yɛkɔ enkramantam mu ɛyɛ asɛmdibia kɛseɛ wɔ Accra High Court. Na sɛ ɔra beto dwa ne sɛ Achimota Preparatory School no ɛno ɔmo nsa asenya no sabe deɛ Ghana Education Service enye na ɔhwɛ ne nyinaa ɛso.
Accra High Court edikan edi asam no dada akyerɛ mu sɛ Achimota Preparatory School no aban ɛmfa hwɛ so ɛno enti na Ghana Education Service ne nkrabata wɔ ɛnkran a wɔpanyina wɔ no hwɛ ngomasua so ɛwɔ Kankwe North Mensinim ɛne posifo edi animu akɔ school mu no mu ama adan ahodo ne atotum na afin school dan no so yatotum na ɛno ɛna owura Cynthia Aboni ɛne UTV di nkɔmɔ akyerɛ mu sɛ Ghana Education Service ɛne school ni penifo na afin so awofo edikan ayɛ nhyiamu dada nti sɛ die school no ehye aban ensa
say no court amaye judgment and a writ of possession say yamba be fa school no say school no aye Achimota Preparatory School say no aye government dia Ghana government school and to be running school no as a public basic school and to rules and regulations na our government public basic schools no will apply over here and to school for no they have an option whether parents want to take them away or they want to stay but ye person it is just the management that has changed and we've also taken possession of the place, the property and everything. And the teachers, we have a plan for them. In fact, Director General was very clear. Say, those who qualify by GES standards, you be absorb into Ghana Education Service. PT executive and staff were Kankwe North Municipal Education Office on Monday, and him say a holiday, but you're strong in the interest of their children. Na Yambo say a smooth transition no be koso.
Owura Bernard Anaba and your vice chairman Edima Achimota Preparatory School no one UTV edi enkomo.
You're aware of anything. Say bibi kra mo yen discuss those issues. Yen discuss those issues whilst our schools are in session. But one catch issue no answer maka say mu take it over of the school. I bet you am the police for any 2 hour school no more. Say yes na ebu o man. Yes say the BBC and I run school no for more than 70 years our school running. BBI see one a very peaceful school. And now crop bebre akọ to even Krumani in background muko school wa hanum. Inte den kra na this time no man who say school no dey enye and omo take it over. Ne ehia omo say omo take it over. Say omo no omo school no ye chen ye. Say no an say omo hu say school no ye fe. Inkrofo school ye enti no dey ehia government. Schools and at least be I egu honom. Wo call Angular school. Me ama meta ho na me call. School no ebu. And omo ntimi nko first school na action ye. Where ye do a school no ye build structures ni say and no na ehia omo say omo ba be take running no down. And no ehia omo say nia omo be ye no omo aye.
Abusuafo mu gusua ehwe UTV news ene enwumre na baabi a yadui ye betwa ye ho na yakɔgye aboafo nkrato aba ye ba ebeto aso.